You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, everyone. Who do you think leads Syracuse football right now in sacks? Just take a moment, think about it for a second. Who leads Syracuse football in sacks through 4 games? All right, your time's up. KingJoseph Edwards is Syracuse's sack leader through 4 games. And I'm not joking. That is not exaggeration. That is not fiction. It is fact. You can go look it up right now or when you're done watching or listening to this podcast. KingJoseph Edwards leads this team in sacks. Now, was that a bad thing? No. I love KingJoseph Edwards. He's number 19, by the way. Not only does he lead the team with 3 sacks, those 3 sacks came in the 4th quarter against Holy Cross. In 1 quarter, he became the team's sack leader. Interesting. KingJoseph Edwards is 6'4". He's a 225-pound edge rusher, a true freshman, and a 4-star recruit. One of the top recruits in Syracuse's 2024 recruiting class. So this is someone who had very high expectations for his collegiate career. I wasn't really sure what to expect from his true freshman season because, you know what? True freshmen. Sometimes they're really good, like Jeremiah Smith with Ohio State, Ryan Williams. Did you know that Ryan Williams is 17 years old on Alabama, the wide receiver? The broadcast must have said it 1,000 times, but hey, just for you guys to know. So you never really know with true freshmen. And by the way, those guys were like top 5 overall in the country in 2024. KingJoseph Edwards was a top 300 player. Still really good. Different level, though. Regardless, through 4 games, this team has 9 sacks, which is 2.25 per game, and it's not a bad total. It's upper half in the country. It's not terrible. But your leader is KingJoseph Edwards, who accomplished it in a quarter. In a quarter. We all know that this secondary at times can be a little bit shaky. We saw it in the Holy Cross game when they gave up that 63-yard touchdown on a busted coverage. I think Fran Brown said post-game that someone misplayed their zone. And it's only one of 2 players it could be. It's either Elijah Clark, the safety, or it was Greg Delane, the corner. I think it was Greg Delane because he didn't follow his man down the field. But it was one of those 2. There's 2 ways that they can help the secondary. And they can build off of the Holy Cross game, all right? First of all, just eliminate the rushing 3 and dropping 8. No more. I'm done. It does not work. It has bitten Syracuse at the worst possible time against Stanford. We saw Syracuse try to do that against Holy Cross. It wasn't working. Please, no more rush 3, drop 8. I know it sounds counterintuitive. Your secondary isn't really doing well. You should drop more players in the coverage. Not how it works, because when you only rush 3 guys, you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback in all likelihood. So the quarterback has ample amount of time. He can pretty much make himself breakfast. He can cook himself eggs, put some bacon on the pan, heat up his coffee, look down the field a few times, read a book while he's at it, and then throw the football. That's what happens when you rush 3 and drop 8. The only time I want to see it is in, a Hail Mary situation. But it should not be used in a standard defense at any point. So just eliminate that. That'll help the secondary. But number 2, it's generating a pass rush in general. It kind of stems off the no more rushing 3 and dropping 8. All right? And the way I would accomplish that, the way I would help out this pass rush, you got to play KingJoseph Edwards more. You got to play him. I understand if he's not ready to be an every down player. I get that. He might not be an every down player yet. Maybe he needs to grow into his body a little bit more. He's a true freshman. He's still learning. I get it. I'm not saying play him every down, but in obvious passing situations, he's got to be on the field. He has to be on the field. Because with all due respect to the other pass rushers on this team, KingJoseph Edwards, he might be the best pure pass rusher on Syracuse right now. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think I'm crazy or not on that. I think KingJoseph Edwards might be the best pass rusher on the team, and he's a true freshman. You got to play him on third downs, obvious passing situations. Play him. That's how you can build off the Holy Cross game. That, I think, is something that you learned. Because look, okay, it's Holy Cross. So you had 3 sacks against Holy Cross. Is he going to have 3 sacks every game? No. Nobody else was really getting pressure. I mean, Murad Watson had a sack in the game, another true freshman, by the way. Nobody else had a sack. And they were playing much more than KingJoseph Edwards was. Same competition against Holy Cross. So going forward, Syracuse must play KingJoseph Edwards more often, and they should do it in obvious pass rush situations, obvious passing downs against the opposition. So in summary of this entire podcast, how you can build off the passing offense, well, it's pretty simple, right? Keep spreading the ball around. Jackson Meeks is perhaps the wide receiver 1 going forward. Syracuse can also run the football more because they're actually doing it at a relatively efficient clip with LaQuinn Allen. So do it. And number 3, the pass rush. Help out this secondary with it by playing KingJoseph Edwards more often.